for police officers in the United States, it's also to remember that when people come from other countries, the police aren't the same everywhere, and the police don't have the same goals everywhere. For example, if you stop a person here in the United States and they're driving, they're expected to stay in their car. They've taken a test to get their license, and there are certain rules and regulations that are followed, and a citation will be issued if necessary, or a warning will be issued, etc. But there are rules that are followed. In Mexico, if a person is stopped by a police officer, the person who is driving is expected to get out of the car and is expected to have a conversation with the police officer. It's extremely rare that any type of citation would actually be written, or that anyone would actually have to go to a court to pay a fine, because what is expected is that there will be a long conversation in which the word mordida, which is a bribe, will never actually be mentioned. But there will be a long conversation that is almost like an intricate dance that is done, and usually takes at least 30 minutes, and in which the person who is driving and the police will finally work their way around to the fact, well, the person who is driving could save themselves some time, and instead of going into the station to actually pay the fine that they would be charged with for speeding at the amount they were, or for running a red light, or whatever the infraction was, that they could simply pay that money right then to the police officer and just pay a small fee on top of that, so that the police officer, to pay the police officer for his troubles. It's usually worded in that way and done in that way, but that's the way it has always been done. And usually people who are police officers, their parents were police officers, their grandparents were police officers. It's often a family job and something that is handed down. And most police officers are very inoffensive and very polite about it, and really don't make even a livable salary. And so most people actually feel bad for them in those types of situations, rather than feeling taken advantage of. Police are not considered to be the good guys in Mexico, even while there are some who people will feel sympathetic for because they know that they don't make a decent salary. The numbers that are corrupt, the numbers that are clearly shown to be involved with organized crime, especially with the drug trafficking, cause there to be a serious lack of respect for law enforcement in Mexico. There is a very strong level of fear that people have, especially of the federales and the militares, and so they have managed to create an environment in which people are scared of them, but there is no respect for them.